Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory go unto the Almighty Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kadash. And what I have here, I was watching this video of this guy, Ron Johnson, all right, up in the Senate, and he's, addressing a few topics, mainly coming at Fauci, mainly speaking about the whole C-19 fiasco, okay? And this guy was going in, okay? This guy was going in, okay? He was bringing out some information that in the mainstream media, they don't want to put out there. It's not popular, and it's not information that they want to get out there to the people that they can be aware of, okay? But, the main point of this video that I want to get into is that Esau's house is divided, okay? You have all this division going on within the Senate, okay, within the government, okay, Democrats, Republicans, right? You have divisions over mandates, you have divisions over wars, okay, you have divisions over the supply chain, okay, whether restaurants should, and whether the country should impose a lockdown or you just keep things open, okay? So Babylon the Great is completely divided. Babylon the Great in this time is completely divided. And this is all the doing of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, because the Most High is breaking down this kingdom and he's bringing his rulership of Esau, Edom to an end. Okay, but first there has to be a division. There has to be a separation, a loss of unity in the house of the Edomites. All right, so this video here, and many other things that's going on as well is a prime example of that. Okay, you also have, Rand Paul, Senator Rand Paul. Okay, matter of fact, he's been going back and forth heavy with Fauci and, the CDC, bringing out all this information about, certain things that has to do with different variants and dealing with, the whole, CV-19 fiasco. All right, so what I want to do, I want to play a little bit of this video so y'all can see, exactly what they're disagreeing on. Okay, but right now this guy Ron Johnson, he's on the defense. Okay, he's addressing things that Fauci has put out there in the media about him. All right, so like I said, I just want to play, just a little bit of this video, pull some precepts, and Lord willing, this video is edifying, man. So let's get into it.
And take the jab or lose my job? These are tough decisions. I'm a big supporter of Operation Warp Speed. I've had every vaccination until this one because I had COVID. The COVID gods aren't acknowledging natural immunity. They're not acknowledging vaccine injuries. They're not acknowledging the fact that even if you're fully vaccinated, you can still get COVID. You can still transmit COVID.
And what he just said right there, was he said that, basically that the media is not acknowledging the fact that even if, you get the juice, even if you get the thing, okay, that you can still, retract the bug. All right. So, this is a fact that, is not put out there in the mainstream media and is not, globally broadcasted. Okay, because they want, the solution to be, juice. Okay. They want everybody to, sip the juice, and be full of the juice, but not acknowledging certain things. Okay, that there's, other ways, to stay hydrated, there's other ways to stay hydrated, man, than just taking the juice. Okay, but all that they pushing in the media is juice, 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 juice. Okay, that's all they've been pushing. Okay, they don't talk about white blood cells, and they don't talk about other taking certain herbs of the field, you know, to strengthen your body. They just pushing juice, juice, juice. Okay, and there's a reason for that. All right, there's there's a reason for that, and we all know why that is. All right, we all know what's going on. Okay, but Esau, Esau always wants to control the narrative. Okay, Esau always wants to put his spin of the story, put his spin of natural events out there. Okay, so people, and really, this is Esau's witchcraft at work. Okay, because he always wants to, he always wants the people to believe that he knows everything. Okay, and that he has all the answers. You see, Esau don't want you to pray to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, he doesn't want you to, take certain healing herbs. Okay, he just wants you to trust in his solution. All right. So yeah, like this guy Ron Johnson is going in. He's saying, listen, if I drink a cup of the juice, I can still, contract the bug. So it's like, what's really the point? You know what I mean? But let's get back into the video.
So, what's the point of the mandates? But of course, that's not what we're getting from the COVID gods. Now, this weekend, something happened that's not unusual. My words were taken completely out of context, twisted, distorted, and I was relentlessly attacked. I'd like to respond to those attacks that were headlined, Fauci calls Ron Johnson's aide comments preposterous. Fauci said, I don't have any clue what he's talking about. Fauci blasts Ron Johnson for saying he overhyped AIDS. Preposterous. Anthony Fauci rips GOP Senator Ron Johnson's
And I'm going to stop it again right here because, as you can see, there's just a whole lot of back and forth. Okay, there's just a whole lot of back and forth. You know what I'm saying? It's like no matter what's on the table, okay, these two sides can never agree. Okay, because really what you have going on right now is that you have the will of the elites being pushed, and you also have guys like Ron Johnson, guys like Rand Paul that are more for more conservative, okay, for America, Babylon the Great staying the way that it is. Okay, and because one thing about Babylon the Great, there's a constitution here. Okay, so you can't just go full draconian like you could do in Australia or some of these European nations or other different nations that they've imposed very harsh and strict measures, okay, regarding the sea, regarding the sea. But we all know why these things are going on, okay? But the Senate, okay, the House of Representatives, okay, Democrats, Republicans, when it comes to this issue here, they just can't seem to agree. All right. And there's always gonna, and ever since, this thing has came out, and even well before that, there's always been a small divide within Esau's, governmental system. Okay. There's always been that. But now even more so in this time, it is really increased to the point where, you know, that the end is nigh. Okay, where that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is, operating on this place like a master surgeon. Okay. And he's putting the spirit on a lot of these politicians, some to come out and, speak the truth boldly, and also some to really expose who they really are. Okay, to expose that they're doing nothing but the will of the elites. Okay, and these things are being made known in this time because there's so much truth coming out. Okay, everyone has an opinion. Okay, everyone can has a voice to speak on these things and made their voice be heard throughout the four corners of the earth. Okay, but yeah, man, there's a clear and obvious divide. Okay, in between these political parties. You see, and hey, as time goes on into 2022, hey, this thing is gonna get serious because what's gonna happen is that they're gonna impose these shutdowns. Okay, they're gonna impose these shutdowns because of the new you know I'm trying to say it in a way, they're gonna impose these shutdowns because of the new thing that has just recently been put out. Okay, this been released. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what it is. But you know, when that happens, okay, there's gonna be major upheaval in America. Okay, there's gonna be major uprisings and seditions among men, and I got a scripture for that, but we gonna get to it. I just want to play a little bit more of this video, and we gonna pull the precepts to back up what I'm saying. All right, so let's go ahead.
Monstrous accusations he's overhyped COVID. So what did I say? That sounds terrible. Well, what I said was in response to a radio talk show host, Brian Kilmeade's question asking about the Omicron variant. He said it looks benign. I mean, mild symptoms, mostly people under 40. So I answered his question about Omicron, talking about Muller's ratchet. It's a phenomenon. It makes sense how viruses generally mutate, how they become more contagious because they want to replicate, so they become more contagious, but generally less lethal because it doesn't help replication if you kill your host. Now, nothing's guaranteed. That would be the general direction of the variants of the coronavirus. Why would we assume anything worse? But that's what the COVID gods are doing. They are assuming the worst. They are using every new variant.
And see, they don't really like politicians like this. Okay, they don't really like guys like a Ron Johnson or a Rand Paul because hey, these guys are asking valid questions. Okay, that people really want to know. Okay, they're really asking the questions that a lot of people have concerns about. Okay, and in the mainstream media, they're not asking these kind of questions. Okay, they're not going into certain things. That people may have concerns about that people aren't sure about. Okay, they just give you one set of information and then you just run with that. Okay, but guys like this here, Ron Johnson, okay, whether in Rand Paul, you know they're actually bringing out information that a lot of people already know, but it's just not out there in the mainstream. Okay, because they don't want that narrative of alternative information to be out there in the mainstream, and we already know why that is. Okay, but the bottom line is, there's Esau's kingdom is falling from within. Okay, and we know that this is modern day Babylon. Okay, modern day Rome and modern day Egypt, all Sodom and Gomorrah, okay, all rolled into one. Okay, and if you go back to ancient Rome, all right, if you go back and you do the history of how ancient Rome fell, then you'll find that in ancient Rome, okay, right before they fell, their political houses were divided. Okay, you had the plebeians and you had the patricians, which would be the modern day Republicans and Democrats. Okay, they were divided. Okay, they were divided on war. They were divided on spending. Okay, they were divided on social programs and the Roman infrastructure. Okay, which hey, you look at today's time and what are they going back and forth on? pretty much the same things that was happening in ancient Rome. Okay, so hey, the Edomites, in the time of ancient Rome, okay, they was having the same problems that they're having now. And as it is written, there is no new thing under the sun. Okay, so what has been before will come to be again. Okay, so these things, everything repeats itself and goes in cycles. Okay, so hey, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is manifesting, that which is past. Okay, in this current kingdom, okay, this current system of rulership under the vibration of Esau Edom, okay, this place is going to fall just as ancient Rome fell. Okay, this place is going to be destroyed just as Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed with what? With fire and brimstone. Okay, so hey, the Most High is going to do what he's going to do. Okay, but he has to let things play out as it is written. Okay, he has to let things play out according to his word because that's the only thing that he's bound by. You see? But hey, this is an extremely beautiful time that we're living in because we actually getting to see this. Okay, and those of us that have the spirit, those of us that have the eyes have, to see and understand these things through a spiritual lens. Okay, this thing is music to our ears, and a beautiful sight to behold. All right, so hey, we know what time it is. All right, we know what time it is, and we know that the end is nigh, and that our salvation is soon at hand. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get Second Ezra 15:16, and it says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." Okay, so for there shall be sedition. Okay, there shall be divisions, separations among men. Okay, even some of these, you know, you know, even some of the states in Babylon the Great. Okay, they're actually going to look to secede, which means to separate from Babylon the Great. Okay, they're going to look to become their own sovereign state. Okay, independent from the Union. Okay, independent from Babylon the Great as a whole. Okay, you got Texas is one of those states. Okay, Florida is one of those states. Okay, just to name a few. Because they're really bucking up against the federal government, and a lot of these you know strict measures and things that they're trying to put in place. Okay, they really not with it. Okay, and they understand that these things are constitutional. My bad, that these things are unconstitutional. Okay, so that's why they bucking up against it like they are. You see, and invading one another. Okay, so it's even going to lead to civil war. Okay, this is even going to lead to civil war, man, because it, Salakia, it's going to come to a certain point where, hey, the people, they just going to do their own thing. Okay, they going to take up arms. Okay, and they going to take it straight to the government. Okay, because they're going to realize in that day that protesting is not working. Okay, that petitioning is not working. That hey, these people are on a mission, to make things happen. If you understand what I mean. So in that time, they're not going to regard their kings nor princes. Okay, so they're not going to care what the president say. They're not going to care what the vice president say. Okay, they're not going to care what the senator or what the Supreme Court got to say about nothing. Okay, it's going to be complete and utter chaos out here. You see, because for all the protesting that people have been doing since this whole C-19 thing came into effect, things have only progressively gotten worse and worse. All right. And hey, the people are not happy. Okay. The people are not happy about it whatsoever. So the time is coming where they're not going to give a damn, what their so-called higher authorities are going to have to say. Okay. They're not going to regard them in, what they're trying to say, man. Okay. They're going to do what they have to do for them and their families. Okay, they just gonna do what they have to do. You see, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Okay, so hey, the power is gonna be in their hands to do what they're gonna do. All right, and this is all order ab chaos. Okay, order out of chaos. Okay, cause or allow the chaos to go down, and then you can bring in the solution, which we know what the solution is. Okay, I'm not gonna say it, but we know what Esau's solution is. Okay, so yeah, Second Ezra, this whole chapter is very prophetic and is speaking about the times they be living in now. Okay, and this is Matthew 12:26. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. Okay, so right now Esau is divided against Esau. Okay, Esau is fighting against Esau, man. Okay, you got guys like Rand Paul, Ron Johnson, and many others, coming out and exposing, the crooked, physicians and politicians that are up in these governments, making things shake. Okay, so this is causing a major division within these political parties, okay, within these governmental factions. Okay, Satan is divided against himself. Okay, and it says, how shall then his kingdom stand? Okay, so if Esau is fighting against Esau, okay, then there's no way that his kingdom is going to continue to stand. Okay, and that's one thing that Esau has always depended on, is being unified. Okay, that's why Esau created this whole term and concept of white. Okay, to do what? To unify the Edomites. Okay, because before the whole concept of white came out, you was known, if you was an Edomite from Ireland, then you was known as an Irishman. Okay, if you was an Edomite from France, you were a Frenchman. Okay, if you was an Edomite from England, then you were English. Okay, you were known by the nation or the land that you came from. Okay, there was no such umbrella term as white. Okay, there was no such thing. Okay, but after a certain point where there were certain uprisings happen, and certain situations went down. Okay, to where Esau said, hey, you know what, it would be better and more beneficial, for our kingdom to stand, for our kingdom to last, if we all put away, all the petty differences of English and French and, German and Italian. Okay, let's just put all that away and let's all just come together as one, as white people. Okay, so this has been Esau's thing. Okay, realizing that they're stronger together than divided. Okay, but right now the Most High is putting that spirit of division out again into the earth, and this time Esau is not going to be able to find a way around this. Okay, he's not going to be able to fix this. Okay, because this is of the Most High. Okay, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is bringing that division and is bringing that separation and bringing that spirit of sedition and anger. Okay, among his own people. All right. So hey, Esau is completely finished. You see, Esau don't. This is one thing that Esau can't press the reset button on. Okay, and this is something that he never anticipated. Okay, because he tried to indoctrinate. Okay, through his public fool system. Okay, so why? So your line of thinking can be in line with his, kingdom of rulership continuing. Okay, so that his kingdom can continue to stand. Okay, and this is why Esau doesn't like when people have alternative opinions or, you know, alternative facts that they bring out that's against his narrative. You see? Because that's causing division, and that's causing his lies to be unraveled, and it's causing people to think for themselves, which Esau don't want people to think for themselves. Okay, Esau wants the people to come to him, for all the answers. Okay? But when people start to ask questions, then certain things start to pop up. Then the truth comes out that okay, this man is a liar, and he really doesn't have our best interest at heart. So what do we do now? Okay. So hey, this is what's coming. Okay. People are, are starting to see all the BS of this devil. Okay. This devil's skirt is being lifted up. And people are seeing all what he's really about. That all he does is push lies. Okay. And this is why his kingdom is falling from the inside right now. All right. And hey, it ain't gonna be too much longer before Esau can't even stand no more. All right. And this is Luke. And this is going to be the last precept. All right. And this is Luke 21:25. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity. Okay. So the nations are distressed. Okay. Babylon the Great is distressed. Okay. The people are divided. Okay, between maxed and unmaxed. Okay, the government is divided on many things. Okay, spending, war, this whole sea, this whole crown royale. Okay, and various other things, man. Okay, so hey, there's great distress of the nations. Okay, as it is written again. Okay, why do the heathen rage, and why do they imagine a vain thing? You see? So, hey, the heathen are raging right now, okay? And if they could find a way to fix it, which that's what they're trying to do, then they would, okay? But they can't because it's the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai being poured out into the earth for prophecy to be fulfilled, okay? So they can't do nothing against this, okay? And at the same time, we prophesying against this damn devil, okay? So his kingdom is passing away quickly, man, okay? Because not only is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai pouring out his spirit, but he also got the spirit on his men out here prophesying against this devil's kingdom. All right. Turning Edomite against Edomite. Okay, turning the nations against this damn devil. You see, the sea and the waves warring, okay, which are referring to the nations, okay. But yeah, as you can, as y'all saw in that video, you know, Esau's kingdom is falling. Okay, Babylon the Great, the headquarters of his beast system, is falling, man. All right, and this is a very short fall to the bottom. Okay, this man is almost out of here. But of course, Esau is going to continue to push his narrative. Okay, he's going to continue to keep on pushing the lies and the propaganda until he's finally taken out of the way. All right. So Lord willing, that lesson was edifying, quick, straight to the point. All right. I want to say call halal, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakah Kadash. Peace and blessings to all the brothers and sisters, the Akib and all the Akwat out there listening and learning, diligently putting in this work, spreading this truth to the four corners of the earth. All right. And until next time, Lord willing, I say shalom to the elect.